So, liebe Leute von heute, herzlich willkommen zurück hier bei Genshin Impact für die PlayStation 4, wo wir, weiterhin uns auf die Suche nach den verschwundenen Gelehrten aus dem Aru-Dorf begeben werden. Die Suche geht weiter und hier, haben wir, schon mal den üblichen Weihrauch gerochen, der, dazu benutzt wird, um irgendwie mit Irminsul in Kontakt zu treten. Tja, und diese Ecke hier werden wir jetzt auch mal untersuchen, bevor wir uns dann auf den Weg in die Wüste begeben werden. Aber zuvor mal kurz gucken. Nein, Nachrichten gibt es nicht mehr. Aber eine Sache habe ich hierbei bei den Gebeten noch vergessen. Wir haben ja immer noch 2 andere Sachen hier übrig gehabt. Können wir dann, so auch nochmal kurz ausgeben. Und so erhalten wir immerhin auch nochmal kurz ein bisschen Sternenstaub. Wird uns zwar jetzt sicherlich nicht sehr viel bringen. Aber wer weiß. Vielleicht werden wir überrascht. Oder auch nicht. Hätte aber immerhin sein können. Also gut, weiter geht's. Der vermisste Dorfwächter spricht mit Sino. Wartet. Verdammt, ich bin jetzt zu weit gegangen.
What are you looking for, Sino?
Here it is. Take a look right here.
Paimon doesn't see anything.
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here. From the size and shape, they belong to an adult male. This pattern is a common one from this area. Local shoes. This was probably someone from the village. The scent is quite faint, but still extant. The footprints head in the direction of the door.
Du meinst, jemand war hier?
But who would come looking for Grandpa? He doesn't have any friends.
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Weggelockt. So ist das also.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent?
Beispielsweise, wenn du etwas Leckeres riechst, Paimon.
Hey, what's wrong with liking good food? Everyone's got something they love in life.
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and discover new knowledge. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking days, and will follow the scent whenever it presents itself.
No, Grandpa. So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Still, why would anyone want to abduct all the scholars?
Möchte König Deshret wiederbeleben?
Are the rumors really true?
Das ist der einzige Hinweis, den wir momentan haben.
Could the disappearance of all the mad scholars have something to do with the radicals?
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my Grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong. Please help him. Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let whoever took him get away with it.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned here. After that, we'll set off to find the scholars.
Tja, das wäre jetzt erstmal ein guter Plan. Erstmal wieder alle Beteiligten mal kurz Bescheid geben, dass unsere Suche in Kürze eine neue Runde annehmen wird. Oder in einer neuen Runde gehen wird. Aber apropos gehen, was haben wir jetzt eigentlich hier? Es ist eine Höhle, die außerhalb zum Dorf geht. Und wir haben dann, wie es aussieht, hier die Pyramide von König Deshret. Eintrag zu Ödland der tanzenden Sande im Handbuch. Technisch gesehen sicherlich beeindruckend. Aber jetzt gehen wir erstmal hier zurück ins Arudorf. Hier haben wir immerhin ja auch noch was zu erledigen. Und höchstwahrscheinlich finden wir hier auch sogar noch einen Dendroculus. Sofern das Ganze nicht irgendwie falsch dargestellt wurde. Ah ja, in der Tat, ein Dendroculus. Naja, geschnappt haben wir ihn jetzt nicht. Gut, jetzt aber.
Gotcha.
Und sieh einmal an. Windige Pilze. Und außerdem auch noch mehr Pilze im Hintergrund.
This is order. Solidify.
Busted.
Gut, darum müssen wir uns gleich auch mal kümmern. Ein Skorpion wäre da drüben auch noch. Aber wie schon gesagt, hier sind jetzt erstmal die wichtigeren Pilze zu finden.
Quietly now.
Propagate. Stabilize.
Here comes the catch.
Scatter. Terminate.
Busted.
Tja, was für ein hartnäckiger Shiitake-Pilz. Also ich persönlich stehe mehr auf Champignon-Pilze. Schmecken halt, wie ich finde, besser. Aber jedem das Seine auf alle Fälle.
Order guide you. Solidify.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
Gut, wäre damit jetzt, sag hier, diese kleine Pilznummer beendet? Nein, wir haben immer noch einen Pilz hier übersehen.
Quietly now.
Gather.
Gut, damit hätten wir jetzt also auch diese hübsche Truhe geöffnet.
Treasure. One way to draw your target.
Wunderbar. Was allerdings bisher nicht wunderbar ist, ist natürlich die Tatsache, dass wir diese Dendro-Siegel bis jetzt noch kein einziges Mal, naja, einsetzen konnten. Das ist auch immer noch so eine Sache, wo ich nicht so genau weiß, wie können wir eigentlich...
Gotcha.
Solidify.
Tja, wie können wir eigentlich einen Souvenirladen hier eröffnen, sodass wir, die Dendro-Siegel einsetzen können?
Propagate.
In Mondstadt und Liyue war das ja auf jeden Fall ziemlich einfach gewesen. In Inazuma wiederum habe ich ja bis jetzt auch noch gar nichts dergleichen herausgefunden, wie ich das machen kann. Und ja. Ich glaube, wir sollten also jetzt nicht erstmal ein paar Skorpione erledigen, sondern wir sollten jetzt wirklich uns erst einmal darum kümmern, wieder hier zurückzugehen, um die Mission dann richtig zu starten. Aber sieh mal an, wie weit wir, sagt die Pilze weggeschleudert haben. Auch recht beeindruckend. Aber gut, Ende gut, alles gut. Läuft ja trotz allem ziemlich gut jetzt bei uns.
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better. That'd be my choice too.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like everyone's friends already.
Oh, Dia's here too!
You bet. So, everything goes smoothly?
Reasonably.
Them didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he must have gone off on his own.
Did you find out anything useful?
Du hast Candace und Dehya alles erzählt, was ihr während eurer Untersuchung herausgefunden habt.
So someone used a kind of incense to lead the exiled scholars away from the village.
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. No seller would be able to make a profit here. Not to mention, making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make or sell something that requires that kind of effort. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we do then? Do we go back to the Academia and search for leads there?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team, so you get an extra tip. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about these radicals he mentioned.
If Paimon remembers correctly, the leader of the radicals is some guy called Delavar.
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Enger, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these parts.
Huch, habe ich einige der Namen schon einmal woanders gehört? War das nicht in Ormos oder von der Person, die uns gerade beobachtet?
These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the Academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen to become radicals.
Tia, you're amazing! You really know this place inside and out.
Dehya? Wie, Dehya hat mir zugezwinkert. Ist jetzt der falsche Moment, um Fragen zu stellen?
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every more I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. You survive on making connections out here. compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust. I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be difficult if you're with me.
Fine.
Good. Then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Verrat with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the mad scholars have been taken. Sino, you'll have to stay in the village and continue investigating on your own.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
Tja, sie hat es mitgekriegt. Sie hat es mitgekriegt, dass wir beobachtet wurden. Also gut, dann gehen wir jetzt mal zurück zum Karawanen Verrat. Und werden dort unsere nächsten Ermittlungen mal anstellen. Ah Mist, das war jetzt der Sack doppelt geklickt. Das war jetzt verdammt nochmal doppelt geklickt. Aber so oder so, die Mission müssten wir gleich sowieso wieder anhaben. Also gut. Bisher gegen ein paar Skorpione gekämpft, gegen ein paar Pilze. Und jetzt noch weitere Informationsbeschaffung.
Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall even exist? It's almost unreal.
Nun ja, meistens ist so eine große Mauer da, um irgendetwas von der anderen Seite davon abzuhalten, auf unsere Seite zu gelangen. Oder einfach aus anderen Gründen.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose, keeping out people like us. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The Academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Sataria are one in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate, even though the Academia knows very well that we're humans, just as they are.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Tja, obwohl ich ihre Laune nur zu gut verstehe.
Hey, Dehya. You're not thinking about doing anything scary, are you?
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking, that's all. Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Shh. Caravan Verrat is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know.
Tja, wie immer bei Erkundigung oder Informationsbeschaffung, der erste Weg führt einen immer zur Taverne. Na, haben wir jemanden? Jo, hier ist mal wieder einer von
None of them are here today.
Al-Achma, würde ich sagen.
You mean you don't see anyone you know?
Dehya, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Zaki. Finally, a friendly face.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land?
Jo, hi.
Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dehya's, how would you put it? drinking buddy?
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful nowadays.
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall. So, Dehya, are you looking for someone?
Yeah. Have you seen Engur, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days. So, you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for escorting the goods.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him. Come with me.
Wieder einmal viel zu einfach. Und wo zum Henker... Warte mal, außerhalb des Karawanenribats? Ah, das hört sich doch jetzt auch mal wieder nach einer Falle an. Das hört sich mir doch jetzt verdammt noch eine Falle an. In der wir da gleich reinlaufen. Da bin ich mir doch ziemlich sicher. Ja, das sieht hier immer mehr verdächtig aus. Ein provisorischer Unterschlupf. Und ansonsten nichts weiter hier.
Are we there yet?
Yep, this is the place.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on, a wild stab in the dark. You're like lambs to the slaughter.
Oh no! It's an ambush!
Ah, kein Problem für uns.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dehya. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the Academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake!
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't ya? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd fall for your little business deal nonsense?
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dehya, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the Academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Engur, you're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of the Scarlet King despise the most.
Dehya, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet King is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors. Anything else I'm missing out on?
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora. Pathetic. You're all like a pack of street rats.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Nichts leichter als das, meine Liebe.
I will have order.
Ein paar radikale Söldner zu besiegen. Nichts leichter als das.
Spring forth. Order guide you. Stabilize.
Gotcha.
Not this.
Here comes the catch.
Tja, nichts leichter als das.
Impossible! How could you?
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
Ugh. You lied in the village because you figured that we'd have people watching you.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic.
Mit einem schnellen Tritt sind Dehya Zaki außer Gefecht.
Okay, that should be all of them.
Wir haben aber trotz allem jetzt nicht die richtigen Informationen erhalten. Wo zum Henker sind jetzt die Gelehrten?
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report back.
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and give it some time.
Also diese Namen, die du erwähnt hast.
Oh, you mean the funny names she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, scar-riddled bandit, Paimon can't remember them all.
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Engar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Engar, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with for themselves. Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Engar and Delavar are always rambling in the tavern about how the Scarlet King is a superior deity.
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down.
Und der Bärtige mit Krummsäbel?
That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Wow, what a genius idea! Well, that's an expert mercenary for ya.
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So, that thing you were saying before, is it really true?
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora, and that anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Does that bother you?
Ich finde, du gehörst nicht zu dieser Sorte Mensch.
What makes you so sure?
Es gibt keinen Auftraggeber, aber du hast trotzdem das Richtige getan.
Dehya, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and gratitude. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people, unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in the Scarlet King, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. It's all the Academia's trickery. But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Dehya.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village.
Tja, auch nichts leichter als das. Einmal kurz gefesselt, dann ins Dorf zurückbringen. Wir werden dort sofort hin teleportiert, wie ich jetzt hören kann. Und danach, ja, werden wir nun endlich mal wissen, die Pyramide von König Deshret wird das unser nächstes Ziel sein. Dort, wohin die Gelehrten gebracht werden. Weshalb genau, keine Ahnung. Aber sicherlich um irgendeine Apparatur zu starten. Ist ja meistens irgendwie so. Tja, wie lange dauert das denn jetzt noch? Ah ja, gut.
This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler.
Tja, alles klar.
As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day.
Okay, mit dem nächsten Tag sind wir dann also erstmal wieder am Start. Tja, ich denke mal, das machen wir jetzt mal auf die Schnelle. Oder, warte, was haben wir jetzt hier eigentlich noch? Einlog-Bonus, oder? Und dann irgendein Saisonauftrag? Achso, 50 Gebete durchführen. Tja, ich hätte mir jetzt sogar auch mehr darunter gehofft. Erhofft, aber... Tja, anscheinend wird es wohl nicht so einfach was. Am Ende entscheidet sowieso mal wieder das Glück, ob wir in der Lage sind, Sino zu kriegen oder auch nicht. Muss man dazu einfach nur sagen. Nur das Glück entscheidet allein. Wir hatten Glück gehabt mit Yelan, wir hatten Glück gehabt mit Kamisato Ayato und ziemlich viel Dusel mit Raiden Shogun. Also mal sehen, ob wir noch Glück haben mit Sino.
Right on time.
Irgendwelche Ergebnisse?
We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Sino's here, and he's pretty early too.
Yes, I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.